Ray, I suppose we'll have to talk about that second half. Obviously, probably not what you would have wanted from the first half, but the attitude, the intensity, the use of space, everything was right up there in the second half, and you really came out all guns blazing, particularly in that first period.
Yeah, look, that's true. Everything you said there is very accurate. Look, the Dubs came to town, they moved the ball awful sharp, and again, there's learnings in that. Like I know they play on Croke Park often, but this is as good a Croke Park surface as you get anywhere in the country, and they really probably wanted to go well on tour, and they moved the ball rapid quick, and we were probably a bit off the pace. There's no doubt about it in the first half.
When you look at that first half, do you maybe look at it mentally as well as physically? Do you maybe kind of stand back? I suppose that Dublin side coming to the two Gaelic grounds.
Yeah, look, as I said after the Derry game, and we were much improved here in the second half after from our experiences. Like the Dublin men are training like that for 10, 12 years. The panel players that have been on that panel are used to a tempo and a standard of training that we're just getting exposed to now, and I suppose they're two hard matches to get exposed to, but we are. But it's awful important, like we still lost that game, and it's awful important that we bring our learnings to every training session, and the next day we go on the field, because all that type intensity and movement and ball skills all comes from a high level of training standards.
You mentioned obviously the opposition over the last number of weeks, and it's a highly competitive division, but probably the toughest two teams out of the way in the first two games. Obviously 2 losses, but you add into that positive performance in the second half. Will that nearly serve to kick-start the season?
Look, I'm not sure it will kick-start. It's a process. We've been exposed to it, and at least we know now where the top teams and the speed and movement where it's at. I think I said last week, you can watch it and talk about it, but until you're exposed to it and you're maybe shown how it does develop out there on the pitch, players are not fully aware. But I think we're fully aware now. We played Cork prior to that, who are another county that's really good tradition in Gaelic games. So we've played 3 very traditional counties that are used from club football right into their county panel setups, used to doing things very sharp, quick, professional and high standards. And this is work in progress. Like I know I'm a new manager, but it's still work in progress for even Limerick football long term. Whoever's over the team going forward, these are standards that have to be maintained, and they have to be pushed from clubs right into county setups and take it from there.
A couple of weeks now till the next game against Louth. Does it come at a good time, I suppose, the 2 weeks now of preparation that you'll have ahead of this one?
Yeah, without a doubt, we can take stock of the 2 games now, and that half is where the game is at. But now we have to work off our own initiative in training. Players have to work off their own initiative going up to Louth. We're in their back garden. They got a decent enough result, even though they went down to Derry today. But it's all about bringing the challenge to the opposition, and you can't stand back and admire any opposition anywhere, but definitely at this level you can't.
Ray, on the injury front, Keane coming off at half time, is it a precautionary thing?
Yeah, Keane was very, very touch and go whether we'd chance him, because he had a groin injury. He was keen to play. Luckily he was good enough for a half an hour, but we want to get Keane on the pitch as much as possible going forward. And Cahill Downs as well, like was injury as well. So Cahill is a young lad coming in, and he's working very hard to get better and better. And so are all the players, really, in all fairness. And that's all I ask of them.
Brian Donovan, is there any time frame on when he could be back?
Brian is back training. He trained Friday evening with us now, played a bit of ball. So the thing about fellas coming back nowadays is to get the load into the legs. It's not like years ago where once the injury was healed, you were sound to go. It's the conditioning now that's required at this level, and these are professional sports people, to be honest with you, bear the salaries.